go, sweetheart.
Okay, babe. Buti pa si Gio may gain. What? Stop fighting, guys. This is wrong.
But what is wrong? What is right? These are the questions we all ask ourselves, my friends. But how do we answer these questions? We must study philosophy. Right? And come with me on this journey to find the 8 values of philosophy.
I believe that philosophy is still relevant to our life, for it aids us in clarifying truth and what we believe in. Philosophy aids in shedding light to different perspectives on what we know, and through this we become more analytical in the way we think or act. Therefore, we act in a more conscious and cautious way.
In my opinion, philosophy is relevant in our everyday living because it gives us a new perspective on many different things. It opens our eyes to the many things around us, and it forces us to think differently and not how any other ordinary person would. Philosophy provides us with a background and type of thinking to help us truly understand the world around us. Without philosophy, we wouldn't really have a grasp on the realities that surround us every day. There is value in doing philosophy and following the footsteps of the philosophers before us as we live our lives in this day and age because, again, it helps us understand and comprehend more of the world around us. Philosophy provides us with a knowledge of the world that can help us truly reach our full potential. And because of all these, I can truly say that philosophy is relevant in our everyday lives.
Philosophy is relevant in our everyday living because when we study philosophy, we study logic. Logic is the science of correct reasoning. When we study logic, we learn how to properly defend and justify our beliefs with the use of appropriate and true reasoning. We also become aware about the different logical fallacies and know not to use them. So by studying logic and philosophy, we follow the footsteps of the philosophers by committing ourselves to the truth and pursuing it.
Philosophy can help us develop good interpretive, comparative, argumentative, analytical, and descriptive writing skills that allow us to communicate our ideas in a clear and powerful way. It helps us to think about, articulate, argue for things we believe in, and present them in a clear and convincing manner to other people. This can be useful when we are appealing to our professors for higher grades, or convincing our parents to buy us new shoes, or even trying to sell something to another person.
In a world filled with competition and war, may these be internal or external, philosophy may help in the restoration of humility in each person. If there is one thing that gave philosophers a common characteristic, it is that they admitted that they do not know everything. This gave them the will, therefore, to keep on looking for new answers and asking new questions. In order for us to live in harmony with each other and ourselves, we must aim for humility, for bigotry and arrogance have no place in this world. The humility I'm talking about may be for the intellect, but one manifestation of humility spreads throughout. If you can teach yourself to be humble in the way you think, you can also teach yourself to be humble in the way you act.
Philosophy already has a big impact on our society. Most of our institutions today are based on philosophy, whether it be law, government, the nuclear family, business, or education. All of these institutions had its foundation on philosophy. For example, the teachings of Socrates had a heavy impact on how our government and law works now. In fact, in education today, some professors still use the Socratic method to teach their students, and it works. But how does philosophy affect our day-to-day life? Is there really any value in philosophy to the average Joe? Well, of course there is. The single most important thing it brings to us is the value of open-mindedness. When we follow in the footsteps of philosophers and choose to ask questions, we start to unravel the truth. We start to learn more and understand the reason behind things. And with that comes the fact that it also opens us up to new things. When we go through this process, sometimes we are surprised with the answers we get, if we even find any answers. And so it makes us adjust and open our minds to the world of possibilities out there. When you ask a question, you don't expect to hear only one answer back. You expect to hear a plethora of many different answers, and it's up to you to deduce which one is right for you. As Isaac Asimov once said, your assumptions are your windows on the world. Scrub them off every once in a while, or the light won't get in.
Well, the main thing philosophy grants me, and I guess to all those who study it, is critical thinking. That's the first thing that came into my mind when I thought about the relevance of philosophy in my life. Because it's far more than just the topics and the people and the events and the places that I learned in class. Philosophy introduced me to a new and very interesting way of thinking. A way of thinking that involves questions, endless questions which don't necessarily require answers. A way of thinking that forces you to dig deeper and in fact makes you avoid just scratching the surface. Moreover, the ability to think critically will be useful in many kinds of situations in life. Say if I pursue further studies, when I get a job, or simply when I encounter tough challenges. It will improve my overall reasoning and in turn affect my decision making.